So this is the commentary from my Pokemon Yellow any percent glitchless speedrun in 1 hour 54 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Okay, timer was just a tad off there, but that's okay. So I'm actually going to be splitting through this run to make sure they're accurate. And I didn't split on the final split in the run because I was so worried about losing frames because it was really close. So I decided to forego the final split in hopes that it would help me save that one frame to get the 154. But yeah. I don't actually remember how a lot of this run went, so it's going to be fun for me to watch too. I've been grinding this 154 out for quite some time. I got a couple 155s that were really close that I tried to play risky to get the time I was looking for, but we had some trouble. The time I'm running against 156.31, I actually thought that was going to be a 154. As far as we understood the cutoff time for the next minute to be, we expected it to be 154. So when it wasn't, that was frustrating. And yeah, but at any rate, we got it. And it was a good enough run, and a run that I'm happy enough with my play. So yeah. So I've kept up with my mashing really well at this point. This time is still optimal. It's actually really important to mash like with both buttons in this game to get optimal times, because you'll lose a lot of time if you mash lacklusterly. If you mash without purpose, then you will lose time. So it gets tiring doing it, like just mashing, but you can be a little lazy in the early game since it's resets and whatnot. Double tail whip fails. Really nice. And then he hits. Do we get? I don't think we do. Yeah, this is a 5-turn paralyze tackle. Wow, that fight was actually really bad. 5-turn and then the crit. Oh my goodness, dude! I can't believe I didn't reset. I normally rage reset when the fights are that bad. that was an extremely bad fight. You should. I mean, if you're killing in 5 turns and take damage and fully paralyze him without fully paralyzing and critical uselessly, like that was a garbage fight. Yeah, we don't name Pikachu like we name Nidoran because you save frames each time that the name comes up, and the name just doesn't come up enough times to warrant the time it takes to name it. So Pikachu is still faster, though it's not much faster. So that was no encounters. That's good. Maybe that's why I didn't reset. But normally I don't even make it that far. That rival fight was so bad. 339, no encounters. Disgusting. The video is going at the correct speed. I don't know what to say about that. The frame rate is just kind of bad because I'm monitor capturing it. No encounters, still not a 420 Gramps, man. That feels bad. But yeah, the frame rate on the video is not great. I definitely see that, but there's nothing I can do about it. I wanted to capture this from YouTube, not my not my Windows Movie Maker, but having YouTube upload issues, so that's not going to happen. So yeah, but I am running a timer at the same time as my run, so like a new like that. This timer is real time, not recorded, because I'm going to be splitting as we go. Oh, why do you go behind Oak? Yeah, that's a good question to answer. So going behind Oak saves time because it makes the rival take less steps entering and exiting the cutscene, because he comes from the bottom threshold of the screen, and we can move that threshold higher by stepping to the highest point in the screen. And in order to do that, we have to talk to Oak from behind. So that saves about half a second overall. Okay, that really sucked. We got 3 encounters in the last 3 patches of grass after getting none. So this time isn't even like anything special at all. This was a below average Route 1 time, I would say. So we spent basically all our money there. That's a recent change I've been doing. Decon's gonna dance game me, but I have been selling the Bide TM to get more money, because it's like just as fast as the alternative. It's like just slightly, like less than half a second slower than the alternative for item management, and you get to buy an extra potion and an extra X attack and 2 extra X speed, or really 1 above the old strap, but it's really worth it, honestly. Like, I think I actually use so many healing items this run. It wound up being very much worth it. But it's also worth noting that this run was played extremely safely, because I had time to spare. So we do that Route 1 to Route 2 desum there, based on the fact that we got an encounter, and we do get the Nidoran. So this run was a product of Route 1 to Route 2 desum, where we see where we are in the encounter cycle by getting an encounter late on Route 1, and then we can keep up with where we are in the cycle all the way through the cutscene in Mart, and then try to get a first encounter Nidoran. And we also got a first ball Nidoran, which is also a not really new, but I didn't split. I didn't split. It's ruined. It's ruined. All right, well, I'm going to have to change that later, but it's okay. I'm bad. But yeah, we got the Nidoran in the first ball, YOLO ball, and it was first encounter. So that was good. So I'm a little scared when I don't see B used Leer, because this is a speed tie if you have good speed. So when I don't see B use Leer off the bat, I'm worried that he has maybe bad stats. But once I see that damage range and the good speed, I'm pretty sure I have a good one. The second roll wasn't the good roll, though, so he does live with 1 HP, which is annoying, because you can 3-shot there, but only with good attack. So it's still kind of a hard 3-shot, though. So I see 14, 11, 13, 11 there. That was pretty slow stat check, honestly. That was lazy. But those stats are all the middle of the road stats at level 7. You can have 15, 12, 14, 12 there at level 7, and those stats are better. But these stats wound up being really good too. So what I'm really hoping to see is 27 HP here, just right away. See 27 HP, and I do get the 27 HP. So I know it's 10 HP right off the bat, 10 HP DV, and that means my attack and speed have to be 13. Which is exactly what we wanted, because 13 attack gives you so much. It's not quite perfect like 14 and 15 attack is, and it does make a few things a little harder than perfect attack, but 13 attack is amazing. So that was really good. So I see this level 8 Pidgey. This was actually terrifying and a pretty defining point in the run. If you horn attack this Pidgey, it doesn't do enough damage to like increase your catch rate significantly, and it can be faster than you. So he uses Gust on me. I missed my first Pokeball, and I'm thinking, oh my god, am I about to lose this like really decent run to having to catch Pidgey? So I do Potion there because he could have killed me. I had to Potion for the next fight anyway, so it wasn't that bad of a play. And I do wind up actually getting the Pidgey on the second ball, which is basically just as fast as weakening it and then throwing the ball. So not only does that save a horn attack, but with 4 balls left, you're extremely likely to get the Pidgey. So yeah, I was quite worried though. That was really scary, honestly. Like this run could have just died easily right there. Very easily. This fight is, as always, really trolly. You notice I switched Horn Attack to slot 1 there because it's faster to just, press AA than having to press up every time you want to use your move. I got String Shot. I got Tackle on a String Shot fail there, which is amazing. Even one String Shot makes you slower than Metapod. He only has 3 moves, and one of them is Harden, and Harden is terrifying. That was not a good roll. I can do more damage than that, and you really want to get your damage in before he hardens. It's scary, but he does go ahead and use the harden. And so because I got 2 low rolls, I'm seeing, oh, this might not kill, this might not kill, this is scary. I really need it to kill, but it critical. So, didn't have to worry about it. It's much nicer to get that critical, maybe a turn earlier and save the turn, but it was okay, at any rate. So that was our 3rd encounter? 4th encounter. I'm starting to get a little scared because the encounters add up really fast in this run. Encounters take about 10.5 seconds, depending on how long the cry of the Pokemon is, because some cries like Jinx are insanely long, like 2 seconds long. Five encounters. Average is just over 5. And we got 6 encounters. 6th encounter forced is not particularly good at all. Like, you definitely want like maximum 5. But first encounter, first ball Nidoran carried this time a lot, honestly. Like, Route 1 to Route 2 DSum made this run possible. Get the critical there, which is nice. You need absolutely perfect attack to 3-shot this. So not only did we get to horn attack twice here, but we got get the crit to save a turn, but we also were able to save a horn attack by tackling, and that's going to be important. Yeah, I need to remember to split. So you notice I'm menuing here before I turn. A turn frame occurs. What a turn frame is every time you're stationary, the first time you turn, it takes extra time to turn, and it produces a chance for an encounter if you are on an encounterable tile. So I can save that time by menuing before turning, and that burns the turn frame. So I always try to menu before turning, but sometimes that isn't possible, like right after this fight, for example. So we have 31 HP here, and that is the perfect HP value. Because it's really safe in comparison to other values. And that's why, because you can get the crit, but still have enough HP to deal with the Sandshrew. Leer Horn Attack is a guaranteed kill there, whereas Tackle Horn Attack is not. And Leer's faster than Tackle, so that's why we Leer. And so because we got that crit on Metapod, that crit on Caterpie, we didn't have to Horn Attack Pidgey. I notice I have a lot of Horn Attacks. So what I decided to do, like normally we tackle this Sandshrew, but it's really dangerous because I'm at 1 HP and then it has a 5% chance to miss. So if I miss, I'm dead. So because I saved so many Horn Attacks, I was actually able to Horn Attack the Sandshrew a third time, which is really nice. So you'll see here, like I can't actually menu before turning but you also have to step once before menuing so you can buffer it. So there was no way for me to save the turn frame there, which is fine. I don't know that we actually Gen 1 missed during this run. I don't remember. So we hit a full for Brock. This fight is a little scary. Not as scary as some fights. Like you won't generally die if you play at least a little safe. You need at least 12 DV attack to 2-shot Geodude, and we have 13. So that is a guaranteed 2-shot. Bind miss. Feels good, man. Second bind miss. That's a 15% chance per miss. He binds again. That's a 1 in 64 chance for him to use bind 3 times in a row. We only get the 2-turn, though, and then bide. So, you know, I can't really complain. That fight was fine. It can go much worse. If all of those binds hit, I mean, I would have been in a terrible spot. So, don't worry, I got the split ready. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So we get our Bide TM, which is nothing but 1,000 money for us. And we proceed with very high HP. It's worth noting that I didn't know my defense quite yet at this point in the run, but my defense and special DV are 4, which actually turned out to be a problem. But we got pretty lucky for some of it to deal with the defense and special. So this fight can be really trolly because if you get String Shot, you're slower than every single bug, and you lose half a turn on all of them, and they have not very effective moves that take forever, like Poison Sting. So you just want to see no String Shots this fight at all, especially with good attack. That String Shot fails, which is amazing, but I didn't quite do enough damage to tackle there, so I have to burn another Horn Attack. And since I burned an extra one on the Sandshrew too, I'm starting to sweat it a bit. So he gives me String Shot here, and I still don't have enough to tackle, but I realize that I'm still speed tied with him, even with the String Shot, because my speed is very good. So I go for the Horn Attack right away, and because it's barely a 154, are you kidding me, man? No. This is a 154. That's all that matters. That Rattata's quick attack does a lot of damage. We're really happy to not see it because we are faster than him. Seconds is scary because he has a wrap and it's not a guaranteed 2-shot. And we do get the wrap. And our defense is bad, so he's doing 3 damage. But we get another 2-turn, which is... and there's actually another one in this run. I missed the stat skip there. I don't know how I missed that one. You always level up in the same place there. So like you have to stop mashing and hold B when your stats are going to pop up. And I forgot to stop mashing in time, so I just tried to frame perfectly mash and I missed it. But, you know, wastes an inconsequential amount of time. Got quick attack there. So, no fun. But we still have plenty of HP. This Nidoran can only do, like, what? 14 with a critical max roll. You see, we have 3 horn attacks left. That is the absolute minimum left required for the last fight. On this, the last fight on this route 3. So we step back there to Peter for 1 step to reset the position of the last, so we don't have to fight the guy under her, because that guy has 4 Pokemon, and 2 of them are Kakuna and Metapod, who only know Harden, and that is not good when you only have 3 horn attacks left. So we don't need that experience. Pokemon Red fights that trainer because they do need the experience, and they have much more horn attacks. But so we get this critical here, and I'm like, ooh, we're going to get a Jingle Skip, but I forgot that 10 DV gives +3 here, so it's 1 away from getting a Jingle Skip, which is unfortunate. That was a really bad roll. We're scared now that this isn't going to kill after we tackle, but we get the critical, which was amazing. It's a really good critical, and that was a very solid route 3. I mean, we got a 2-turn wrap, and we got quick attacked once, and that's it. We can still get an encounter at the end here when we have to step on 5 tiles of grass, but hopefully we won't. And we didn't. But, like, in general. I forget what the actual chance to get an encounter is here. It's something like 35% over 5 tiles. Maybe not quite. Maybe 30. So I'm looking at my time and I'm like, whoa, I'm going to be green here. That route 3 was definitely solid. Like that was a very solid route 3. But PB had an even worse one. Like, okay, I shouldn't say even worse. I should say PB had a terrible route 3. So it's not like that route 3 was amazing, though it was very good, but saving, oh, we got to split. 22-21 Mount Moon is like amazing. So we do want to kill a Geodude, but you know, we just want to get no encounters, you know, that's good too. You notice I'm walking in a specific path, and that is to keep active trainers off of my site. Whenever there's an active trainer in your site, it costs you like 1 frame per step, if I understand correctly. PB just had a really bad route 3, that's all. And that one was very solid. Almost nothing went wrong. 2-turn wrap and quick attack, like that's nothing compared to what can control you there. So we do get a 3rd encounter Geodude. That feels good. We definitely want to see this as soon as possible if we're going to get an encounter. But it is faster to just not see the Geodude. But once we do get the encounter, it's faster to kill it for sure. And we did get rewarded for that play later on. So that's what? 5? 4 or 5? I don't know. Something like that. So yeah, that was 5. So this entire Mount Moon was 7. So that's really good to only get 2 encounters for the rest. Yeah, that's what I remembered in the encounter right there. So there's only 1 more encounter for the whole for the rest of Mount Moon. Why isn't there game sound? Because there can't be game sound without my voice. Silly, silly children. Okay, so that's 7 Encounter Mount Moon with a Geodude killed, and we did one-shot the Geodude, which is not guaranteed. It's like 50-50, honestly. It's pretty garbage. So the reason we wait to evolve here is because we already killed the Geodude that we needed to kill, and Nidoking's Cry is 0.6 seconds longer than Nidorino, so every encounter I get as Nidoking is 0.6 seconds added to my time for no reason. And then we menu one step away in order to buffer our action with him. So these fights are generally not too bad, but the one thing that can happen is disable, but he fails. And even if he hits, it's only 1 in 4 to get Horn Attack. It's not like later gens where it disables the last move you used. It's a random move. He's still Horn Attack disabled me plenty of times, though. So that was standard. That roll was absolutely horrible. That's the lowest possible roll. You really want to two-shot this guy because he has Smog, and that's really slow. You get Tackle, and then we're able to double kick. Double kick's faster because it has a shake animation instead of a flash, and then we uselessly crit. So that fight was pretty bad, honestly. That was not a good fight. And we get no encounter there, and that feels good, man. It always sucks to get, like, if you get like 2 encounters right there, it's just like, I want my 20 seconds back. 20 seconds is more than I beat this time by. It's more than double what I beat this time by, so. So this is scary. This guy has Wrap, but we do get the crit, which is amazing. That is one of the best crits in the game because it never dies, so it saves time right off the bat, and he has Wrap, so that crit felt really good. That is definitely top 5 crits in the game. Maybe even top 3. Probably not top 3, though. This Coughing has the slightest chance to get 2-shot, but we critical anyway, so I think I've only gotten the 2-shot once ever. So we have critical again uselessly. That fight saved a lot of time. That was an insane fight. And my PB, or the old world record, has an insane Mount Moon. So to lose less than 5 seconds was amazing here. I didn't split. Okay. I don't know, man. It's so hard to remember to split. I'm just going to have to make the splits again. The split was just wrong. So I was minus 0.8 there. I'm minus 0.8. I'm still green. Doesn't have to be a perfect commentary. I'm not too worried about it. Most people watch the normal video anyway, where I still do say things about the run. This is for people who want to learn more about the run, who want to, delve deeper into it. This commentary is not so hype. It's not supposed to be hype in any way. So this fight is the biggest. This is my least favorite fight in the whole game. I hate this fight. But we get Leer here, and we get a good roll. So we're able to double kick, which is faster because of the shake animation. Crit uselessly, but no worries. We now have the slightest chance to two-shot Sandshrew with the badge boost from Leer. That was a really good roll. And then we get Sand Attack, which gives us another badge boost. So I'm really hoping for the 2-shot here with no crit. And we actually get it, which is insane. 2-shotting that Sandshrew without a crit is like absolutely nuts. That does not happen very often at all. This video isn't supposed to explain basic mechanics like Gen 1 Miss, but if it happens, I'll explain it. That Growlfell was really good because that wouldn't have killed here, and then I would have had to go through more Sand Attacks. So we missed twice there, but we one-shot the Eevee, we 2-shot the Sandshrew, we were able to double kick the Spearow. We didn't get anything else that was trolled. That's really good. That was a good fight, honestly, even though missing looks bad. Yeah, I mean I can't turn the donation pop-ups off because I have them right over the game, so they'll still be on here. So this Caterpie never dies, even though it looks like it could maybe die. You can get him to 1 HP, but I mean if you crit him, he dies. But yeah, he cannot die. It's really annoying. And he doesn't give a string shot for the badge boost for... I've talked about the native DBs already, but I will say what they are again at level 23. So this is where we'd use our rare candies if we didn't get a Geodude, because it would be less wasteful of XP, and it would allow us to one-shot the Pidgey and the Ekans. But we one-shot the Pidgey and the Ekans anyway, which is the point of this strat, is with good attack, you can do it anyway and then get Thrash one fight early. So when I see this Pidgey doesn't quick attack, I'm like, oh my god, please one-shot, because he's 50-50 to have Sand Attack locked, and that is a very good and favorable range, so it's really nice to see that kill, and with no quick attack, of course. Feels great. And then we crit the Nidoran, which never dies, and she has double kick, which takes like 5 or 6 seconds. So that was an insane fight. Like, that fight was so good. The beginning of this bridge started off so pretty. Get quick attack there, and this is where it all begins. This thing is about 30% to die or so. And it's like 50% with perfect attack, so there's one of the things that are better. And oh, we actually didn't get the Ekans. 1 HP. That's really annoying. Yeah, it all fell apart. It all fell apart. I believe this is guaranteed with 13 DV. We got it. So you see we get to level 21 right at the end of the fight there because we killed the Geodude. And so we use our candies to get to 23, which gives us Thrash. And then our stats pop up. And this is where I know what my DVs are. So these stats are okay. This is 10 HP DV, 13 attack DV, 4 defense DV, 13 speed DV, and 4 special. So my defense and special are very bad, especially my special. The special is really scary. There's so many things that 4 special makes harder. 4 special is way better than 3 special, though. So I swapped Thrash to slot 1 there, you see. And that allows us to... I mean, Thrash is the main move we're going to be using. The reason Thrash is so good is because it hits without making you choose a move every turn. So that saves time. The Nidoran is like an 85-90% damage range. Like, this is a very favorable range, and he uses double kick, which takes like 5 seconds. So this bridge could have been so much better, and it would have been really nice to have that time. To be fair, I already played really safe, but maybe I could have played like just normally and gotten a 153 if this bridge went well, because I would have saved like another 20 seconds here. I'm not sure. I doubt I would have played for 153 either way. Are we going to remember to split? Probably not. This fight is free. The only way you can take damage or have it be slower is if you Gen 1 miss. But yeah, again, DVs are in order: HP 10, attack 13, defense 4, speed 13, and special 4. Must split. Okay. So we pick up Charmander, a standard. There are some instances where we'll get something besides Charmander, but you can see how quick and easy and painless that is. Like, picking up Charmander for dig and cut is just superior in almost every situation. Yeah, my phone just went off. This run was faster. I didn't split on the final split on purpose in order to save frames. I'll explain that when it happens. But this run was 8 seconds faster. Light dies if you crit, and we get binded, which is really annoying because he has, other moves. But that was the third 2-turn bind in the run, and 2-turn bind is what, 3 out of 8? Yeah, 3 out of 8 chance. And we got 3 of them this round, so that's really lucky. And since it can go up to 5 and take just such an enormous amount of time. Thrash. So Thrash just blows through this part of the game. Like, this is one of the reasons Nidoking is so amazing, because it can just, like, there's not too many Pokemon that just completely breeze through everything with no chance of anything going wrong except quick attack. And it hits 3 to 4 turns with 1 use of PP and has 20 PP. It's just such an efficient move. That's the only way to describe it. Like, Thrash is just pure efficiency with PP, with not having to select moves, with doing a lot of damage. The only thing that sucks is you get confused after you use it. It confuses you after 3 to 4 turns on 50-50 on that. And there's only one fight in the game where we actually need the 4-turn, but we did need it twice this run because of bad luck. So yeah, I guess at AGDQ this will be a good time for reading donations, this whole section, because nothing can go wrong except quick attacks unless you're low HP. And at AGDQ, I would never let myself be low HP here. Pick up so many extra potions, and I would even be willing to take an extra center. So yeah, there's no way. This is one of the reasons that we deposit Pikachu, is this spot. This is one of the places where Pikachu would trigger a cutscene that makes it worth it depositing, rather than just keeping it with you. He also costs time every time you heal at a Pokemon Center, so. But yeah, cutscene %. There's not really ways to manipulate the in-game timer. If there were better ways to manipulate the in-game timer, we would have already switched to real time. Like a long time ago. But it's not really able to be manipulated. Like, Pikachu cries don't count for in-game time, but getting more encounters isn't easy to manipulate. And yeah. So this is the walk of shame, because in red you can just escape rope out of Bill's house back to the center, but in yellow you don't have that option. But it does give us the option of taking the Pokemon Center after the bridge, because you have to set your escape rope point to the Pokemon Center by taking it in red immediately. But you also need your horn attacks in red, so I don't know. Positives and negatives to each. So Misty is speed tied when we have at least 13 DV speed. So we have the absolute lowest, we are faster than Misty at 13 DV, faster than our Starmie, and we have 13 DV. 12 DV ties Starmie. So this fight should theoretically be free. The next fight, of course. So I was like thinking, man, do I want to heal? Do I want to heal if I get peck? Like, I couldn't decide really, but I didn't even get peck, so it was fine. Got a split. So this fight, something happened that I didn't actually know could happen. Apparently it does not matter how good your attack is. Misty's Starmie is always a range. I believe this requires 2 in 39 rolls, or this was about a 1% chance. Or no, less than that, right? Because 1 in 20 twice. So we get Water Gun. It crits. Scary but good. And then the Starmie lives with 1 HP. And we get Water Gun, and then we're confused because we only get a 3-turn Thrash. You see, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, whoa. I actually should have switched to Charmander here, but I got... Oh, my mic cut out? No. Wow. What an asshole. Someone... Yeah, you're banned. Okay. Okay. So I switched out there to clear the confusion, and then I swapped back in, and I was able to just attack because I was faster. So that was really unfortunate. That was like super, super unfortunate. Not two-shotting Misty put so much stress on that run, and I didn't split. I don't know, man. Blame it was a bad dream. Make sure you time him out again when he comes back. I'm plus 7.8 on Misty. Worst commentary video ever. I should have just captured my splits. This is actually a damage range. 2 in 39 chance he lives. And we took the risk here to get the jingle skip. Even if we missed the range and he crit, we still could have lived, but it was a range. Scary. Oh shit. Shaking my camera. So I have to make a pretty big decision here, right? So the next fight has 3 Pidgeys who all have quick attack, and they all do 5 damage. And I have 15 HP. So there's a 1 in 27 chance that if I go into the next fight, I will die. But I'll get a jingle skip if I don't. Honestly, I think the correct play here is to heal on this pace. I think this was a mistake, but it winds up working out well. Like, it's just not worth it. 1 in 27 is like just 3 quick attacks and you're dead. I don't know, man. Also, 2 criticals kills you. You get an encounter right off the bat. Like, it's a Jigglypuff. I did not actually know that level 5 Jigglypuffs existed here. I thought they were only level 3. So that was interesting. I've never really looked at the encounter tables for this bit in yellow because it's not relevant at all. There's no way it could be relevant. Unless, I don't know, you got behind an XP somehow. I don't know how that would happen, though. So as soon as we see no Thrash there, we're like, okay, we're good. Unless both Pidgeys quick attack and both crit, which is super unlikely. And instead of all 3 quick attacking, none of them quick attack, which is so much better. So much better. Not only is it faster because quick attack, takes time for the text box to come up, for your HP to go down, a little lag after the move is used, but it's good for my HP. All these are guaranteed one-shots also. And this Raticate also has quick attack, but it's only 1 in 4 because he has 4 moves, unlike the Pidgeys who have 3. So that was a good section. I mean, we got an encounter, which sucks. That's a lot of time, especially since the Surge split in PBs. It's bad. Or, I mean, is really good, excuse me. So that's pretty standard. I don't fast scroll for the repel. I could, but it's hardly faster, and the punishment for over scrolling is really hard because you press cancel and then have to scroll again. So we need to teach Bubble Beam for this next fight, but we don't want to heal because we're going to get a Jingle Skip and we have no chance of dying without a Gen 1 miss. So that was fine. Fast scroll to decent use. And then quick close on the menu. That is done by pressing B and then holding start to buffer your close frame perfectly. Even closing your menu is something where you can save time like throughout the run if you do it frame perfectly. There's a lot of very, very small time saves that add up heavily if you do them all. And it definitely gets tiring on your fingers to mash, like, because you're just mashing the whole game. Like, it gets to be a lot. But I don't know. The adrenaline, man, it just lets you mash. So this Spearow looks nice and easy, right? It looks like, oh, you can just thrash me, right? No. Never thrash the Spearow. He will not live to see the day. We did get 1 quick attack there, and I'm pretty sure that was a 1 in 39 roll for 6 damage, but I'm not actually sure on that. He might just do 6 if you have really low defense. But I've never seen him do 6 before, I don't think. But this fight is free. I mean, as long as you don't press the thrash button and you don't Gen 1 miss, then nothing can go wrong here. I'm done with yellow for quite some time. At least 8 months. To answer chat. So without that surge encounter, this would have been a sub 48:30 boat, which is amazing time. But we didn't quite get that. Not quite. So, cutscene, time for donations at AGDQ. We're feeling pretty good about our pace in this run because there's like my last run that I'm running against has bad speed, so there's a couple places where I had to pick up Carbos to make up for that, and we're feeling pretty good about that. Like, this run I'm running against only has 9 attack and 10 speed, so yeah. So it doesn't actually matter when you get this bike voucher. It's just as fast to do it before or after Surge, but I just prefer to do it before. It's so quiet when you don't talk. It's okay. God, he talks so much about that Rapidash, man. So this is the first major menu of the game. We're gonna swap our repels up to the top of our menu and Pokeballs down since we don't need them anymore. Teach Cut. Cut is an HM, so it stays in our menu, so our cursor stays where it is. And I actually make a really interesting play here. I Super Potion twice because I noticed that 2 Mega Kicks is going to kill me because my defense is bad. And I actually, wind up not having needed to do that. But my special's also bad, so I'm probably going to take a lot of damage in the next split too. So I'll probably have... I was thinking, I'm probably going to have to heal anyway. So I just Super Potion twice for the 27. This is a really good run. And this is what I mean by the fact that I played really safely. That was such a safe play. Super Potioning twice before Surge is crazy. Sometimes we just YOLO Surge and don't heal at all because he's decently likely to not deal any damage to you. Okay, we're going to split. So we get Growl turn 1. That sucks. It's the worst possible thing if you have high HP that he growls. But we get the crit, which overrides the attack fall. He growls again. It fails. That's fast. He's dead. It is not possible to one-shot him, and it's a hard 2-shot without a crit. So it feels good. So we lost, let's see, 12.8 seconds there in PV. In this run. Yeah, I know you guys can't see that because I failed to split, but only losing 12.8 when we get an encounter is amazing. That split was really good in the run I'm running against. So plus 20 on Surge is really, really good time. Because there's a lot of time to save in my run, and I only need to save 5 seconds to be guaranteed 154. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, we definitely need to play this run safely. It's also worth noting that, okay, so this is another menu. That was decently fast. We stopped a bit early on the bike, but didn't really pause. There hasn't really been any mistakes this run. Not that there should have been. You shouldn't make mistakes before the fly split at all. But this run has been, well executed so far. You have to actually open your menu and press cut every time. There's no cheat button. So this is the one fight I was talking about where we needed a 4-turn Thrash, and the other one was Misty because we didn't 2-shot, but we wound up being fine. So yeah, you're 1 in 4 to be fine on this fight because you're 50-50 for the 4-turn Thrash and you're 50-50 to not hurt yourself in confusion if you don't get the 4-turn Thrash. So what we don't want to see here is having to select a move because that means we got a 3-turn Thrash. And we did. So we're scared because this guy has Sleep Powder and Wrap. It's terrifying. But yeah, not that bad. We got the hit, even though we got confused. This fight is a little tricky too. This Venonat dies about 75% of the time, but when he doesn't, you do not want to give him turns. So we Thunderbolt the Caterpie because it dies for sure, and that means that because there's 2 Pokemon left, even if we don't one-shot the Venonat, we'll still have another charge of Thrash, guaranteed. And we do get the Venonat. So we're moving into the part of the run where our 4 special is going to become a problem, and one of the reasons that I decided to safe heal to full for Surge, because we're very likely to take damage at some point on this in this whole, section. This is always a little scary. You can go one spot away there from the wall, and she doesn't see you, but it's still scary. It's scary because if you go one step forward, you're bad, and too scared. But if you go one step closer to her, you hit her, so it's run over. So this Cubone only had what, like a 87% chance to die. 4 special. Sucks. This Slowpoke's guaranteed. So you gain control of your character much faster in Rock Tunnel, like boo, right away. So you have to be ready to buffer your movement and react to it. So there does, to do like a frame perfect Rock Tunnel, you definitely need some muscle memory. This was not a frame perfect Rock Tunnel because there was a really bad glare on my screen, and you might think, oh, it's Rock Tunnel, you don't need to see, right? Well, you actually do need to see the walls, because it lets you know where you are. This guy only had 72 to die. So yeah, 72%. And we buffer our movement. And this is one of the scariest fights in the game. This is probably my second most hated fight in the game after the second rival fight. The Sodish only has a 46% chance to die and has sleep powder. If he sleep powders you, you can't wake up because you're thrashing, or you can't use a healing item to get rid of it because you're thrashing. So we do get the 46%, which is amazing. We were super scared. But that's why 13 DV attack is good. 13 DV attack has the same range as 15 there. As the same as perfect attack. But yeah, I bonk there on purpose because I'm scared. Bonk there on purpose because I'm scared. You can't use the cheater palette in yellow. But even if you could, I wouldn't because, I'm not a pussy. That was all good. Misty's stupid. Like, if you have good stats, Misty's free. Which is funny because she wasn't this run. Even with good stats, but yeah. Like, if she bubble beamed, man. If she bubble beamed, because I was at 41, and her roll there would have been 37 to 43. So I was more likely to live than not. Yeah, slightly. But yeah, all these fights are free now. That was a good room. I always do that room perfectly. And for some reason, it's not scary. I don't know why, but I just don't feel like I can hit a trainer in there. I have hit a trainer in there one time, but it wasn't on a good run. NPCs always have the same DVs. They are scripted. Yeah, the only thing that can go wrong in those fights is Pidgey quick attacks, and she didn't. That's right. That's what you get for donating on a world record run. You are now immortal. Arcadius asks in chat, how many wasp stings to the face would you take for 153? So normally we would like to bubble beam the Growlithe, but our attack is much better than our special, so it's actually a better roll to just thrash. This is only like a 55 or so % range, but we do get it, which is amazing. And no quick attack from the Vulpix. So that whole section was like really good. We got every single damage range. And this split is pretty hard to run against, so it's good to see. This split can troll you really, really, really hard. This is one of the 2 major mistakes in the run. I kind of panic here. And here we go. That was super bad. I was even worse than I thought it was. But yeah, that was... I think you're tied with Worcester's run at Gambler. Worcester's run was 59.20 exit on Mount Moon, so this was significantly faster. But yeah, that was one of the 2 major mistakes this run. Feels bad because that looked really stupid. But, you know, I usually get it. Whatever. Talk about the shopping trip. So I'm selling TM34 here, like I said, to get more money. To give some backup strats. 8x speed, we only actually need 6. 4x attack, you only actually need 3. 6x special, you only actually need 5. And we have exactly enough money for all of that. And 7 supers and 7 potions. So that buy is really good. And selling TM34 is almost definitely better. Shoutouts to Decon, because I told him it wasn't. How much time was lost looking for the nugget? 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds. It wasn't as bad as it looked. It just looked super bad. It's fine. I mean, there are much worse ways to make mistakes in this game. I don't feel too bad about it, considering that was basically the worst mistake in the run. $152 isn't possible. Not on current strats. So as you can see, we use all of our money there, and besides the couple backup X items, which I could use, and I do wind up using a lot of. Actually, I don't think I use any of the extra X speeds, but anyway, I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, I basically use all of the items that I buy there. Okay, we're gonna split. Gonna split. This is the biggest menu in the game, and it was basically perfect. Well, the X items are standard with this amount of money. Like the only time you'll buy different, like truly different X items is when you have perfect speed or terrible speed, and you just skip X attacks in that case because you don't really need them. Yeah, and every time I use a TM, I'm going back to the top of my menu. And we're abusing that mechanic to get to the top and bottom of our menu and navigate through it easily. But yeah, that menu was basically perfect. That was a sick menu. And yellow, you generally buy the same things, yeah. When we have enough money to kind of leave things open-ended for what we want to do. Got mirror move there. That's really good. It's the fastest move, but we're just. I mean, he only has one bad move, and it's Fury Attack. So as long as we don't get Fury Attack. The polka doll is considered a glitch. Why are you using it in the glitchless category? The polka doll is not a glitch. There's a lot of back and forth argument about that. And what people consider a glitch or not, and whether intention defines a glitch. And it's certainly not something that was intended, but there's a lot of things that we do in this run that weren't intended, that aren't glitches at all. The polka doll is fulfilling its intended purpose of exiting a wild encounter and flagging the battle as a victory. So, yeah. But yeah, having the polka doll allows us to get past the Marowak ghost without getting self-scope. No, you don't need to make statements like that, like whether it's a glitch or not. It's not a glitch. And it's okay. It's okay that it's not a glitch, and it's okay that there's different rule sets out there. But, yeah. I mean, just the fact that we run on, English is different than other speed games, which is interesting. So Rock Slide has a 90% accuracy, and it's really the only move you can get to deal with Ghastlies, and the only reason we get Rock Slide is for Ghastlies. They're just so punishing when you give them turns that you have to have something to one-shot them, and even though Rock Slide has a chance to miss, it's the best we can do. You can run. It just doesn't flag the battle as winning if you run. That's the difference. So we're feeling pretty good. This split has a decent amount of time to save on it. It's really just hitting rock slides in the menu. Japan cartridges are a separate category. Which is why, I don't know. It's just we do that in order to keep the English cards competitive. So this is the worst thing that happens in the run, basically. I miss this rock slide, get licked on the last rock slide, and get paralyzed. So unbelievably bad. And I get confused, right? But hit through. Like, it's not bad because I lost time. I did lose time, and that was bad. But that's bad because I lose my full restore now, and I'm already... Like, I want to do PP up strats, but I'm already, like, a little shaky about it, and I need a lot of healing items for PP up strats, or specifically the full restore. So... I also am not going to be able to use that full restore for backup in a lot of places, so... Losing that full restore really was bad, and I should have not done PP up strats this run. As soon as I lost that full restore, I should have just been like, nope, no thanks. The Polka Doll skip works on Japan cards. They just don't use that rule set. So this fight might not seem, consequential, but it is better to go ahead and just horn drill it. You don't really have a good way to one-shot their Pokemon. If you had Earthquake, it would be fine, but you don't. So you have to horn drill. But this fight is otherwise free. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is you get Payday crit, and I got Payday, which you'll see. It's an extra text box, and it's another one at the end of the fight. Let's see, picked up extra money. It's just extra time that you don't need to be wasting. So we lost a few seconds here to having to full restore and missing, and all that nonsense. But our menus were solid. That X special swap was a little slow, but still fine. So, yeah, we move forward without our full restore. And honestly, in retrospect, I should have just not done PP up strats with the bad defense, the bad special, and no full restore. I should have just said, okay, you know, we'll continue with no PP up. Basically, PP up strats allow us to skip Mom Heal and the Elite Force Center in exchange for picking up PP up, which saves time, but you have to heal more HP off on average because you're not getting those free heals that you normally take for PP that also heal your HP. And I do wind up actually taking the Elite Force Center this run anyway, but that was because of a mistake. The biggest mistake in the run. And there's really only 2 mistakes in this run, and there shouldn't be any, not of that caliber, but oh well. I really don't care. I've put out near perfect quality runs before. I only cared about getting the 154 time. That was bad. Yeah, this run was just okay, like I was expecting. I think a lot of people didn't believe me there for a while, like, oh, you know, Gunner, you still haven't gotten a 154, like it must be a better run than you're saying. But at the beginning of this run, I was actually like, as soon as I got out of Viridian Forest, I was like, all right, this is a decent quality run. This is the first decent quality run I've had in weeks, and I should have had more than this. And then I got a decent Mount Moon, and it was 154, just like I said. Like, this run was nothing incredible. It was just a good run. Why is there no sound? Because then my voice from the run would be here. So you see we've swapped all our X items up. That was a nice menu. We swapped all our X items up to the top of our menu so it's easier to use. I really love the setup in yellow where you have your X items split by super potion. It feels really nice. I've said that quite a few times. It feels really nice. I think I have like a sexual relationship with this game, maybe. I'm not sure. So this is why we teach Earthquake right away. I mean, we need Earthquakes in the next fights anyway, so might as well teach it now. That Arbok has Glare. So, and we have nothing to heal Paralyze, so Gen 1 missing and getting glared there would be so, like, what would I even do if I got glared there? Just run over, I guess. That sucks. It's so unlikely, though. It's like 1 in 1,000 or something to get actually hit by it. So this fight is a bit scary because we got Karate Chop from the Machoke, which is really bad because, you know, I'm still thinking in this run, like, I kind of want to do PP up strats. I don't want to take too much damage, so I don't know. Taking a lot of damage here is really bad because you have to heal it off somehow for the hard fights that are coming, specifically Koga. We get Sand Attack fail. That's the best possible turn. And then Swift. So that's nice. He has Slash and it does like 60 damage. So that was good. It was a good fight. Can't really ask for better than Sand Attack Swift. But the Karate Chop crit from Machoke kind of screwed us. If we were to have gotten Slash, we would have set up on the Magneton and hoped to not get Supersonic because we're just dead if we get Slash. We Earthquake the Kadabra and not anything else because it's the only Pokemon that dies in one hit to Earthquake without super effective text. We could have picked up the Squirtle earlier in the run for Strength and Surf, but the Squirtle knows 3 moves. So we have to override a move to teach both Strength and Surf to it. We pick up the Lapras instead. Even though it's more text from the guy when he gives you Lapras, it's still faster than overriding a move. There's a lot of text that goes along with that. And then this is, we're not much stronger than we were than the last Rocket fight, but now we have Earthquake. So even though they're stronger, I think they're level 33, 31. 4 levels higher, we have Earthquake, so it's just free. I find it interesting how they swap the order of their Pokemon every time. I just kind of noticed that, how they change the order that they send their Pokemon at each fight. I mean, you want to use all your horn drills on one fight because I paused for a second there before turning because I thought I saw Wasp. You want to use all your horn drills on one fight because every time you horn drill, you need to X accuracy. So we burn as many horn drills as we can, as fast as we can, when we X accuracy. So we just Earthquake the one Pokemon in that fight that doesn't have super effective text. Fast scroll to X attack. Get focus energy, very nice. This is a strat that I actually routed out myself in the early days of Yellow, is X attacking here. It gives the Persian a turn, which is scary, but it's so nice when it goes well because you have to get to save a turn of setting up and get Fury attacked less often. There is a strat where if you're really low HP, you can X speed on the Nidorino still because you don't want to get hit by the Persian because if he crits, he can do 40 damage. And he crits a lot because he's fast. Crit chance is based on speed in Gen 1. Base speed, anyway. But yeah, that fight, as long as you don't get Growl from the Persian, then it's fine. Fury attack from Nidorino is pretty bad too, but Growl from Persian is just awful. Okay, so now we have to make our ultimate decision about PP up. Are we going to pick up the PP up? We're going to let it go. I think I should have let it go. I think I should have realized and let it go, but it's not technically a misplay. At any rate, get to hear Snorlax's cry. Someone was like, oh, if only Snorlax's cry was every Pokemon, you'd get a 153. This Hurricane is a bit scary. My Game Boy died here one time, and you automatically go down without pressing down on bike path. So I ran into that trainer because my Game Boy died. That was really unfortunate timing. So I do ultimately decide to get this PP up. Those were good pickups on the candy and the PP up, but I was definitely a bit too attached to the strat this run. I shouldn't have done it. because I just didn't have the defenses and healing items to support the strat. It wound up being okay, but I definitely should have let it go. No, I play on a Game Boy player, so the GameCube would have to turn off. The Game Boy is just a controller. Using R Super Repel and Bike efficiently, just in the same menu at the beginning of Safari Zone. We pick up this full restore even if we don't lose our other one, but we actually needed to fill up our inventory, because if we don't have exactly 20 items when we beat the rest of the gym leaders, they'll try to give us their TMs, and then they explain it, and there's a jingle, and I don't know. It's really bad. We use the PP up here to reset our cursor to the top of our menu. We were going to have to manually do that anyway, so it just makes sense to do it there. Why do you go for Erica so late? What do you mean? I've only beat 3 gym leaders. Erica's not late at all. She is in the intended order. But you want to go to Fuchsia City before you go to Erica, because Erica's located in a really far away, like out of the way place, and you need to be able to dig. Or excuse me, you need to be able to fly to somewhere. So you need to be able to go somewhere that isn't solid on, or it's not optimal. Yeah, this was PP up strats, but I shouldn't have done PP up strats this run after losing my full restore. It didn't wind up costing me, but it certainly could have. I also super potioned on this split, because I was seeing that Hypno Crit was going to be an issue, and I was going to be near full, but not quite full. So the super on that first menu was fine. I've already tried to upload this run several times without commentary. I don't know why it won't work, but I will do my best to get it up as soon as possible. No, I don't consider PP up a mistake at all. It was way too close of a call to consider it a mistake, but it wasn't. It wound up not working out, and especially because I made a mistake as a result of PP up. A mistake I've made quite a few times. It's kind of embarrassing that I've made it so many times, but I just get distracted in the later parts of the run by thinking about all the damage ranges and trying to juggle my time between safety and, otherwise. So I actually wound up losing time on the split just because I super potioned, but we glotted Koga as a result, so oh well. And this fight is free. I just wanted to not get crit by Vine Whip, because I noticed that I need like 94 HP to go into Koga. So I really don't want to take any damage at all. But you have to take at least like 8 damage there. So, I mean, just as long as she didn't crit, and she didn't, so it's good. The number of people who don't read the title is too damn high. So this gym is definitely trolly. Hypno can just confusion you. You lose 50 health. It's awful. Koga can crit you. He can special fall you, which means you're dead to another attack. You have to hope and pray. And there are titles on mobile. Dumbass. Anyway. That fight's free as long as you don't Gen 1 miss. But it does suck 4 earthquakes out of you. Like, it's unfortunate that fight exists. We'd be able to do some cool stuff with PP if it didn't. Yeah, but when the title's like 10 characters long, it's all on there. So we're really scared right here. Our healing items are already kind of fucked. We don't want to see any damage here at all. This Hypno has, some bad moves, but we do get the critical on Hypno, and that was definitely a defining moment in the run. Getting to hold on to those super potions absolutely mattered. Or that super potion, assuming I didn't kill and assuming he confusioned, but that was really good. Sleep powder miss is amazing. That's so good. Like, actually, if that sleep powder hit, this wasn't world record without playing more risky. That critical was awful, though. Like, as good as the sleep powder miss was, the critical just makes it to where, like, I'm in this super awkward position because generally you don't really care about the damage that you take here because you can just take mom heal for PP. But because we pick up the PP up, we can't take mom heal, or we're wasting the strat and the time that it took to pick up the PP up. Earthquake can kill Venonat with X attack. But, like, you have to see Horndrills and Earthquakes as, like, one PP, basically. Like, you have 15, or in this case 16, one-shots. So you need to balance those out, and Earthquake kills, like, most everything otherwise on this split, and then we're going to heal our PP again. Horndrill's just a really fast move. You want to use it as much as possible. Oh, I didn't split again. I actually golded that split too. That sucks. I saved 10 seconds there, or 9 seconds. Whatever. Sabrina split happens really soon after. Yeah. Never doing a commentary where I have to do my own splits again. I thought it would be easy to remember, but it turned out to be very difficult, actually. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, if you have perfect attack and you get a perfect roll with X attack, then Venomoth dies. But it's literally like 5% to die with perfect attack and an X attack, so it's not worth it. You have to drill it. So you just drill the Venonats. And it saves super effective text in that case too. So it's just best. So yeah, Koga's speed badge boost allows us to only X speed once here, which was a somewhat recent development by Mori. Yeah, there's a little extra movement involved, but it's still faster to only have to X speed once. But this fight is free. This is the only fight in the game where it is physically impossible to lose. Nidoran was 13-4, 13-4, yes, with 10 HP. So this is another part of the run where I play extremely safely by making kind of the same play I did earlier. Normally, on most runs, I would only Super Potion once here and then try to deal with it. But I go ahead and Super twice. Play around Critical Flamethrower, play around maybe not needing to heal for Giovanni again. And that's just another instance of how I took this run and identified that I was ahead enough to make safe plays. Yeah, I mean, after watching back like my menus and my my map navigation, this run was well executed, like I thought. I remembered it being so, but really just 2 mistakes in this run. But one of them was terrible. Like missing the nugget hidden item, like that's not that bad, honestly. It's pretty hard to get it every time. I just have gotten really good at it and happened to miss it this run, and then panicked because I never miss it. So I don't really know what to do in the situation where I do. Raticate would have screwed this run too. I would have had to play riskier. It is really weird watching this without sound, though, I will admit. Like, because I don't know. I just generally go off sound cues a lot in this game. But yeah, there's... Repel only works on Pokemon that are lower level than you. So there is one encounter here, one thing, a level 46 Raticate that you can actually encounter even with Repel. But it's pretty rare to see. And in this run we didn't get it, but my world record previously did have... Oh, I accidentally didn't press down there. That was silly. Or like held down there. But yeah, my previous run had Eradicate and this one didn't get it, so that's like 11 seconds right there. It's like exactly as fast to bike or walk here. It seems like it's faster to bike, but it's like exactly the same. Muffle's like, "Hi, Mom," in the stream chat at that point. So I'm not actually pressing A. Like the answer to all of these aren't yes. You can press B for no, and that's what I'm doing. It's yes, no, 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 yes, no. Is it the same in Fire Red? I wonder. No, Surf and Dig doesn't take PP if you use it out of battle, but that would be interesting if it did. There's like 5 quotes on my wall. There's always been... No, this isn't fast forwarded at all. The frame rate is just shitty. I don't know why that is, because it looks fine on the video I'm watching, but on OBS it's not. I don't really care though. If it was a shitty frame rate on the actual run, but it's just commentary. Yeah, probably all run. So this guy's flamethrower does a shitload of damage. If you get burned, you're screwed. I get tail whip, which is really good. Just hoping for no quick attack. Do get quick attack, and this winds up mattering. It's really annoying actually that I got quick attack there. The crit didn't matter though because he had already tail whipped. It would have done roughly the same damage. But still a good fight at any rate. Some of the yellow sprites are really good. Like compared to red blue, definitely. So, good fight. Easy peasy. That fight is not easy peasy. He has confused right too. That fight is so scary. Not as scary as Giovanni, but so excuse me. I'm trying to get away without healing here for Giovanni. I need like 110 HP or so for Giovanni to not get one shot by Earthquake, or to be guaranteed to not be one shot by Earthquake. I think it was 109 this run that I needed with 4 defense, if I remember correctly. So I'm thinking I don't want to heal. I have enough HP right now. I'm unlikely to take damage in this fight enough to make me heal again. So I just elixir without super potioning. Yeah, weight lifted off my shoulders when I saw 154 is definitely an accurate description. So we have special here to guarantee the ranges, but we get karate chop, hoping it doesn't crit. Of course it crits. So now we don't have enough HP for Giovanni, even though we just menued. So we have to menu again to super potion. So unfortunate. So very unfortunate. That was really unlucky to get karate chop there. Yeah, feels bad, man. Feels really bad. I don't know how I didn't lose more time here, honestly. Like, I have no freaking clue what happened in PB to make me not lose time. I must have, like, not one-shot one of them in chokes or something. This is one of the scariest fights in the game, if not the scariest fight in the game with good attack. The Stoke Trio has a 23.4% chance to crit, and Dig and Earthquake one-shot you from full HP with a crit. Earthquake is the worst move, though, because Dig at least gives us 2 turns to set up, and we can deal with it. But, so yeah, we just don't want to see Earthquake, and we see Earthquake. Really bad. And we don't even get red bar from it. Like, that was a really low roll. Actually, it wasn't that low of a roll at all, was it? So, we get guard spec there. That Persian has slash. It would have killed us double over. But that was the biggest mistake in the run. It doesn't look like it's the biggest mistake in the run. But when I X-speeded, that was the mistake. That was the biggest mistake in this run. I should have X attacked there and I should be using Earthquake to kill this Nidoking and Nidoqueen, and then that would give me enough horn drills to get through Lorelei without taking the Elite Force Center. That was a pretty bad misplay. That was just like a basic misuse of the route, and that should never happen at the top level. So it didn't wind up mattering. I had a lot of HP to heal from the Elite Four Center anyway. It worked out okay. And we're still fine on X items because I have extra X items, like I said. And I didn't split. And it didn't split. We were +3 there. We went completely even. So I used my last super potion before the Elite Four. Like, that is really bad. Having only one full restore for the Elite Four means that I have to get more healing items somehow. We can't play safe without more healing items. We would have to play so risky with only a full restore. And we don't need... Do you think you would have gotten a 153 if you didn't make that mistake? Absolutely not. Not even close. This run wasn't being played to make a 153. This run was played to get a 154. This run had potential to get a 153. But if I played, pretty risky, but I didn't. I played super safe the whole run, managed my pace well, and barely got a 154, which was the intention the entire time. So I'm very happy with how I played this run, even though I made that mistake and the underground tunnel mistake, because those were really the only 2 mistakes in the run, outside of extremely minor menu stuff. But I am faced with the decision here of, do I want to pick up Max Ether and just not heal? I realize that I'm going to have to X special to not die to Lorelei, assuming that I don't take the center. So I ultimately decide it's worth it to just go ahead and take the center, ignore the Max Ether, don't X special in that fight. Would you say that this run is a result of luck or skills? Top level runs in Gen 1 require both luck and skill at a high level. This run was pretty darn lucky in some spots, but it also got screwed in some spots. Like, Viridian Forest was not good at all. Mount Moon was above average for sure. It was a solid Mount Moon. But then the Misty not two-shotting and getting an encounter at Surge, eating my freaking full restore in to missing Rock Slide, that was like the worst thing that happened in the whole run. I am happy that this run was able to 154 without the freeze, though. I did need the Hydro Miss, but that's kind of more standard. It feels kind of gimmicky to get it with a strat that is so risky, but you can just do when you're really behind. So this is some interesting menuing and movement and stuff. It's pretty precise, and if you mess up a certain segment, like even by one step, your repel wears out and then you have to menu again. The full restore made a big difference, and I shouldn't have done PP up strats when I lost it, especially since I wasn't even able to skip it anyway. The Elite Four Center, I mean. So this is where the segment begins. I repel here, and if I make a single step of movement error, then my repel will wear out and I'll have to menu an extra time. And the repel wearing out text would also not have come up otherwise. So it's like a pretty large amount of time if you mess up. But And when you're buffering these actions with all the boulder lag, it gets a little sketchy. But we did it well enough. Not too much to be said about, boulder pushing. You either mess it up or you don't. But yeah, we have committed to taking the Elite Four Center, but this run does something that I never thought I would see in my 154, which is buy extra full restores at the Elite Four Center mart. It felt really bad to do, honestly, but I mean, I just had to play as safe as I wanted to play. Safely. Honestly, I don't know about that decision. I mean, because, I do have to play riskier, right, than I would if I don't pick up the full restores. But if I buy those full restores, I'm playing around, a pretty freaking solid Elite Four. But at the end of the day, I think it was the right play, because if I don't get that good Elite Four, then I can just go for the freeze on the final fight and make up for that time. I don't know. I think it was right, for sure, to buy them. Get the PC skip here. So you have to deposit Pokemon and heal at the center and buy full restores. I'm amazed I didn't lose more time here. I still can't believe I did this. The only reason I've usually been freezing Sandslash is because my runs have been bad, not good enough to get the time I want. So I was minus 4.8, and that's basically enough to get world record right there, entering this. Dugong's so scary. Really hoping for a rest here. Really hoping for a rest. But no rest. But no crit also. So that's good. This fight is free after you don't get crit or speedfall. And even if you get speedfall, you should be fine. And that's one of the reasons you have an extra X speed. If you get speedfall, you just pop X speed, and then Dugong will rest 80% of the time on turn 2. I always deposit my Pokemon before the Elite Four. There's a cutscene for each one of them in the Hall of Fame. God, Jinx's cry is so long, it looks even more dumb when you can't hear it. $48.49. I was really sweating this decision here too. That's the last time I have to Elixir, right? But I also need to heal at some point too. But I had to Elixir there. But if I take too much damage on Bruno and Agatha, I'll have to heal again. But I'm also in danger of dying. So, I don't know, man. Thanks, Caleb. I don't know if this was correct to not heal or not. I think I made the right play, though. Especially how it turned out. But, yeah. You're generally very likely to take no damage on this fight. He has 2 moves that do nothing. And then he can also X-defend 1 in 4 times. So, extremely likely to be okay here. Elite 4 doesn't heat up until Agatha, though. I mean, getting Aurora Beam means it's already kind of heated up because, like, I need a good Agatha fight here. If I get a bad Agatha fight, I have to go for the freeze, and we really don't want to go for the freeze. Basically, what the freeze is I just Ice Beam Sand Slash and hope I freeze it, and then I use my 2 items to set up with. And then, you know, we just... if we don't get the freeze or crit, then we just die. So this is pretty scary. This Gengar has Confuse Ray and Substitute and Lick. Really scary moveset. We get Mega Drain, but it crits. You don't generally play around that, so it's really good. That, you know. Dead to Wing Attack now. Barely live a leech life. I think. I actually haven't looked at those ranges because it's generally not too relevant, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. Get a Jingle Skip there. You only get 1 in this fight if you're in red bar. So it actually may have wound up making a difference, that Jingle Skip. I'm not sure. So I'm in the situation where I'm going to be about even at Agatha, and I see that, and I know that, and I'm thinking about it right now. But the problem is that PB didn't take like any damage at this point in the run at all. I didn't even have to heal before Lance. So I'm already healing, and PB got Hydro Pump Miss. So I'm terrified, man. Like, I'm thinking, if I don't get Hydro Pump Miss, I'm going to have to go for the freeze on this run where I was expecting to not have to go for the freeze, and that would feel really bad. It's just garbage. So we scroll all the way down, use a full restore. Playing it safe, even though, you know, Golbat wouldn't leech. No, Agatha doesn't have good AI, hilariously enough. Yeah, this was super close. Like, if I didn't get Hydro Pump Miss here, I'm pretty sure I would have had to go for the freeze. So, I mean, it was amazing, honestly, to get that. Elren's internet is always so much better than anyone else's. She says everything first in the chat on the World Record VOD. So this fight is free now. I'm pretty sure this Aerodactyl's a range on 4. I'm almost positive it is. But it doesn't matter because crit YOLO. And as long as we don't Gen 1 miss. I would have been so sad if we Gen 1 missed. Didn't stat skip there. What the hell? Why would I not stat skip? So I'm 12 seconds behind right now, and that was with Hydro Pump Miss. I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't think it would be that bad. So I'm freaking terrified now. Whatever. Your name makes me think girl name. I can't stop saying she. Your name is even like Lauren. Like Elren, Lauren. Come on. What am I supposed to do? So we heal up, doing standard strats here. I know I can save around 15 to 20 seconds with a standard fight here. Standard fight is X specialing because that makes us faster than Alakazam, allows us to survive the Earthquake, and lets us one-shot Sand Slash. So as long as this doesn't crit, I'm pretty sure it's world record as long as Executor doesn't hypnosis, which he has been doing to me lately. It does bring us down to 21. That is, of course, terrifying. But it's good to be in red bar for this fight, for sure. Well, PB didn't heal here, but PB got 3 hypnosis on this. And we just get the leech seed. Thank goodness he finally just leech seeded once. It's all I needed. Just one okay final fight. And we got it. We got the standard final fight. And it was like basically exactly as much as we needed. So this run was like the major high point of this run was playing safe for the time that we wanted, I think. Like that's what really defined this run is we played very safely, but we got the time that we wanted. And that feels good. Man, feels good. Feels great. I started my timer. It's really a 1:56:23 was the final time. And that's even a 9:5, so yeah. Minus 21 seconds. Would it save time to turn off battle animations, or is the menu not worth it? Battle animation. Why does everyone always ask that on the final fight? Battle animations are off. They would lose minutes for the entire run. No, that is not exactly what the split was yesterday. The split was 1:56:23, I promise. I started my splits at the wrong time. Started them late. One, 5, 4. Do you want to try to knock this time down? No, absolutely not. So we did it.